Hello everyone, this is Naren Saibut MS. I am Naren, and for today's Thoughtful Thursday, I actually thought about a lot of things. So, the name is, at least as per my rules, apt. But there is definitely one thing that stuck in my head today, um, and that is uh, how far a compliment can go. So I'll just set the story. So I was, you know, at the gym doing the little bit of exercise that I do a few times every week, and I and I think I was just doing crunches or something, and my trainer was talking to another trainer, and he just I got up for a crunch, and my trainer just points to my arm and he says, look, he's building muscle, point referring to me. And yes, as much as you're also thinking, I was thinking along the same lines, like, wait, me? But supposedly that's the case, and he was just like pointing it out on my arm that I was actually growing triceps, and not even like something that is normally pointed out, right? So he said that, oh yeah, you're growing triceps. I mean, it looks like the workouts are actually doing their job. See how I didn't say working out, but yeah, so doing their job. And sure, I laughed a little bit about it, made some self-deprecating remark about it, but more than that, I realized that that point stayed with me, right? None of the other stuff kind of did. I don't really recall all of the exercises I did. I don't remember everything that happened, everything we talked about, which French lesson I gave. So there were a lot of things, but that compliment kind of stuck with me, and it kind of kept me on what I would say a high pretty much throughout the day, so that I was generally a little happier. And I wanted to take this Thoughtful Thursday to really discuss the power of a compliment, right? How far can it go, and what it can actually do to your day. Of course, it you have to measure a compliment in terms of who gave it to you, what kind of importance they have, and of course how relevant the compliment is. So obviously, when my physical therapist slash trainer gave me a compliment regarding some muscle building that had happened as a result of all of these exercises, obviously it felt a lot better to receive that compliment. So I did want to mention that you know it and this is more a blanket statement to everyone. Don't skimp on the compliments. Compliment people for reasons that they should be complimented on, and honestly, because you can make their day. And definitely I know it made part of my day. Now, how maybe real it is, or how if it's going to continue, I mean, I hope it does not become a regular thing. It becomes something that happens once in a once occasionally, so once in a blue moon kind of thing, so that it makes that day special. Because of course if you tend to receive a lot of compliments at one point in time, and usually this is my biggest fear, is that you start expecting certain things even though nothing's really happened. So that is one thing that I did want to share with you, right? As a little thing that I thought about this Thursday, and what kept my Thursdays thoughtful, or at least this Thursday thoughtful. So yeah, do share about what is a meaningful compliment you have received, and this can be for anyone, right? This is not, um, of course, this is not targeted towards you know people who have MS. This is not targeted towards anyone who has a certain medical condition. This is more a blanket statement to everyone, that if you have gotten a meaningful compliment, do share it, because it is important to actually share what are the happier moments in everyone's day, right? We don't live in a world now where we tend to get a lot of physical connection from time to time. So definitely, if there is a certain thing that does bring a smile to your face or does change your day for the better, and it just happens to be a comment or a compliment, um, do share it. Do let other people know, so that you know not only can we get the conversation started, but we can also understand you know how you know what how the compliment actually impacted you, and how it benefited you throughout the day. So with that said, of course, this is Nareen Zai with MS. I wish you a good night, and I hope you're ready for the weekend, considering it's just a small one short day away. So I hope you got maybe a few things lined up on Friday as well, so that you can bring the weekend on in style. Bye.